There is no turning back. When the guns of the Vegas underworld are aimed at your family, and the dark, demonic veins have crawled all the way up your neck, Danny is forced to make a life or death choice. The final battle won't take place in the glamorous casinos of Macau, but back in the ruined concrete halls of Poipet, where all the nightmares began. On one side, a heavily armed mercenary army belonging to a notorious Kingpin. On the other, a luminous spell formation combining drone technology and an infrared camera network built by a group of young friends. Tonight, blood moon lightning will rip through the sky once more. Who will walk out of the death casino alive? And who will sacrifice their heart to the hand of thunder? Hold your breath. The final showdown is about to begin. Danny burst into the penthouse just in time. The scene inside was a battlefield. Mason was convulsing on the floor, foaming at the mouth, while Chloe hid in the corner of the closet, her clothes torn to shreds, weeping in silent choked terror as dozens of starving ghosts hovered around her. Driven by memory and the ghostly language flashing inside his brain, Danny bit his fingertip, drew a bloody circle on the rim of the jar, and chanted the ancient Khmer incantation out loud. A soul-shredding shriek pierced the air. The hand of thunder lunged straight toward Danny, wrapping tightly around his right wrist, like a bracelet made of dry bone. Losing their prey, the starving ghosts roared and vanished into the night. Chloe and Mason survived, but their minds were completely shattered. Mason's body had shriveled, looking like an 80-year-old man. Both collapsed at Danny's feet, weeping, begging for forgiveness. Even though Danny tried to cover up the chaos, the Las Vegas underworld has eyes everywhere. Rumors of an American teenager who brought back a Cambodian artifact, capable of seeing through cards and controlling spirits, began spreading like wildfire across occult betting forums in the dark web. The news reached the ears of Vincent the Viper Vance, the notoriously bloodthirsty casino tycoon in Vegas, the head of a syndicate that hosted multi-million-dollar life-or-death card games on luxury yachts. Vincent was ruthless. He didn't believe in ghosts, but he believed in power and profit. He wanted that hand to dominate the global gambling industry. One evening, while Danny, Chloe, and Mason were hiding in a temporary rental apartment on the outskirts of the city, the front door was kicked open. Hitmen in black suits, armed with automatic rifles, rushed inside. They didn't want to kill Danny. They wanted to chop off his arm because they believed the power lay in the bones. A breathless chase unfolded through the streets of Vegas. The three friends had to run from a police manhunt due to the hotel explosion while dodging the syndicate's eyes. Cornered in an abandoned warehouse, Danny was forced to use the power of the Hand of Thunder once more to save his friends. He didn't use it to gamble. He used it to summon the deathly aura. As the hitmen surrounded the warehouse, Danny closed his eyes, gripped the black hand inside the jar, and chanted the spell. His eyes turned solid black. The temperature inside the warehouse plummeted below freezing, breaths turning into ice. From the deepest shadows, the starving ghosts of Las Vegas emerged. They didn't attack Danny. Instead, they lunged at the hitmen, blinding them, choking them, and creating horrific illusions, causing the mercenaries to open fire on each other in pure, blind panic. Witnessing the horror, Chloe and Mason trembled. They realized Danny was changing, Every time he used the power, the black veins on Danny's arm spread further, crawling up his chest and his neck. He was turning into a monster. Though they escaped the first wave, Vincent was already one step ahead. He had kidnapped Danny's parents from their hometown, holding them hostage. Vincent sent a video to Danny's phone, showing his parents tied to electric chairs, accompanied by a cold message. You have 48 hours to bring the hand of God to my underground casino in Macau. If you try any of your black magic tricks, your parents will die before your ghost can even touch me. Danny looked down at his arm, webbed with black veins. Then at his terrified friends. He knew he had no way out. But instead of going to Macau to die, Danny made a bold decision. We are not going to Macau. We are going back to Poipet, Cambodia, where everything started. Master Sam Nang used to say that place buries dreams, and it's also the only place that can burn this hand to ashes. We will lure Vincent there. Let the demons of the borderland handle his greed to redeem themselves. Chloe and Mason nodded in agreement. They packed their bags, boarded a night flight escaping America, and headed back to the chilling, mystical land of Poipet. The final war was about to begin. Setting foot back on the border of Poipet, thick with the scent of burning incense and dust. Danny, Chloe, and Mason were no longer the innocent kids of a few months ago. They tracked down the abandoned casino where Master Sam Nang once ruled. A decaying concrete building covered in moss, where black rain puddles reflected the flickering neon lights of the town. Danny knew Vincent the Viper. Vance was closing in fast, with his elite mercenary army and his parents as hostages. The Tycoon thought this abandoned casino would be the place he seized the Hand of Thunder, but he didn't know. The three friends had turned the entire building into a deadly escape room, fusing modern technology with ancient black magic. Mason, a gamer and a tech prodigy, hacked into the building's old power grid, setting up a hidden network of micro-infrared cameras and long-range acoustic devices. Meanwhile, Chloe used her art skills to help Danny paint ancient ceiling runes, using luminous ultraviolet ink across the ruined wall. To the naked eye under a regular flashlight, they were invisible, but under a specific wavelength of light, they formed a massive glowing spell formation. Right at midnight, lightning ripped across the Poipet sky, mirroring that fateful night from the past. Vincent appeared with 10 heavily armed guards. Danny's parents were pushed forward, exhausted, their eyes filled with deep worry for their son. "Where is the hand, kid?" Vincent growled, tossing an empty suitcase onto a rotting wooden table in the middle of the hall. "Hand it over, or watch your parents pay the price." Danny stepped out of the shadows, his right arm wrapped tightly in bandages soaked in black blood. Behind him, Chloe pressed a button on her tablet. Clank! The heavy iron doors of the abandoned casino slammed down, locking everyone inside. The high-power UV LED system installed by Mason flashed to life all at once. In a split second, the walls of the abandoned casino glowed with a ghostly, neon blue spell light. But what was more horrifying, the UV light and the audio frequencies from Mason's acoustic speakers warped the spiritual dimension, manifesting every single starving ghost lingering in the area, without Danny even needing to chant a spell. Hundreds of deformed, skin and bones, faceless phantoms materialized thickly on the ceiling, crawling across the floor, shrieking ear-piercing screams amplified through Mason's speaker system. Vincent's mercenaries panicked, firing wildly into the air, but the bullets passed straight through the gray shadows. "Kill them for me," Vincent screamed, drawing his own gun and aiming it at Danny. But Chloe was faster. She activated a drone carrying bags of incense powder and chicken blood, the exact spell elements Danny prepared to attract the starving ghosts. The drone soared over Vincent's head, spraying the powder straight onto him. The scent, stimulating greed and blood, instantly turned Vincent into the ultimate prey in the eyes of hundreds of starving ghosts. The giant phantom on the ceiling lunged down, its long, wispy arms wrapping tightly around Vincent's neck, lifting him high into the air. The terrified guards threw down their weapons and fled. But the luminous spells on the walls formed an energy barrier, trapping them inside. In the chaos, Mason rushed out, cutting the ropes, rescuing Danny's parents and pulling them to safety behind the protective barrier. Vincent was being drained of his life force, his face shriveling up. He looked at Danny, begging pitifully, Save me. I'll give you everything." Danny walked up to the Tycoon. He slowly unwrapped the bandages on his right hand, revealing the Hand of Thunder. Its claws dug deep into his flesh. He knew the only way to destroy it was to find a host with equal or greater greed to take it, and then destroy that host. "You want it, right? Take it." With every ounce of strength left in his body, Danny slammed the Hand of Thunder onto Vincent's chest. The shriveled hand instantly let go of Danny, as if finding a fresh, infinite source of corrupt greed. It drove its skeletal fingers deep into Vincent's heart. Vincent's eyes rolled back, his body beginning to burn with a flickering, eerie blue flame, the fire of blood moon lightning. "Run, fast!" Danny shouted. The group of friends, along with Danny's parents, rushed toward a secret escape door Mason had kept open. The moment they stepped outside, the unholy fire from Vincent's body erupted, detonating the old gas tanks and electrical wiring Mason had intentionally short-circuited. Boom! A earth-shattering explosion ripped through the night, blowing the abandoned casino into pieces. The towering flames consumed the building, consumed Vincent, and most importantly, completely destroyed the Hand of Thunder, along with the starving ghosts chained inside. The next morning, the warm sun of the borderland rose. Danny looked down at his right hand. The black veins were gone. His skin healthy again. He was free. He hugged Chloe and Mason, the friends who had crossed the boundary of life and death with him. They didn't have a single penny left, but they had something far more valuable: their lives and an unbreakable friendship. 6 months later, in Boston. Danny was now a regular college student. While cleaning up his new dorm apartment with Chloe, he received a package with no return address, sealed with pitch-black tape. Trembling, Danny sliced the box open. Inside was a single piece of black ceramic, left over from the explosion in Poipet, accompanied by a letter written in a messy scrawl. "The game of thunder never ends, Danny. See you at the next casino." Horrified, Danny looked up into the bathroom mirror, and for a fraction of a millisecond, he saw his eyes flash with a cloudy, gray bolt of lightning. Was the Hand of Thunder truly destroyed, or has it found a more sophisticated way to parasitize right inside Danny's soul? Human greed never disappears, and the next casino might be right where you are standing. Thank you for following the complete horror journey of the Hand of Thunder. Leave a comment below if you want Danny to return in a new life or death battle. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next thrilling stories at midnight.